Okay, so we are going to figure out the problem. We're working in the year 2014. We are selling the equipment, or we bought the equipment on different dates, and each one of the dates here will tell us when the equipment was bought. So we're going to work on the first one. Retired a piece of machinery that was purchased on January 1, 2004. The machine cost $47,000 and had a useful life of 10 years with no salvage value. We are selling it on, or retiring it on January 1, 2014. We bought it January 1, 2004. So we're going to come over here. We're going to take step one. We're going to figure the annual depreciation. Okay. And I already started that here. I'm going to pull that up to the top. So step one, figure the annual depreciation. And it's the cost, $47,000, less the salvage value. Always write less the salvage value. Even if the salvage value is zero, just write it down because that's the process and that will remind you to always look for that. And that's, so it's $47,000 minus zero is going to give us $47,000. That's going to be what they call your depreciable cost or your depreciable base. Okay. Your depreciable cost or your depreciable base. And I just realized I had skipped a step anyway, so that's a good thing that we got to this point. So depreciable cost or the depreciable base. We're then going to take the depreciable cost and we're going to divide it by the number of years of useful life. Okay. And in this case, the depreciable cost is $47,000 and the useful life is 10 years, right? 10 years. So the annual depreciation is $4,700 a year. There was a reason why I had to redo this video. I didn't have that part there. So the annual depreciation is $4,700 a year. Okay. So that's one, figuring out the annual depreciation. The next step you're going to do is you're going to come down to the part, step two, that I took over from the other sheet, and you're going to be asking yourself, is the depreciation current? Is the depreciation current? Okay. So you're going to go from the last time it was done to the date of sale. And if there's no gap in time, it's current. If there is a gap in time, you have to bring it current. And this is the way that you're going to figure out if there's a gap in time or not. Okay. So I'm going to take all this out here. All right. So the way you do it is you start with the purchase date. So we purchased the item on January 1, 2004. Okay. January 1, 2004 is when we purchased the item. We're disposing of the item on January 1, 2014. If we go back up here and we look, we retired a piece of machinery that was purchased on January 1, 2004, and we're doing it on January 1, 2014. Okay, so we have the purchase date, we have the disposal date. So now we're going to say, okay, when was the last time depreciation was done? So in this problem, it tells you depreciation is done at the end of the year. So we have to go back and figure out when was depreciation done for the whole life of this asset. So it's done at the end of the year. So it's done on December 30th, and it was done in the year 2004, right? The year we bought it. 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, right? So it was done on December 31, all these years. And the last time it was done was December 31, 2013. So we're selling it on January 1, 2014. Okay. So is there a gap in time? No, there's no gap in time. We went directly from December 31, 2013, and we sold it on January 1, 2014. Does that happen in the real world? No, but they're doing this first problem for us this way just to make it easy. Okay. So we depreciate, it's fully depreciated, or it's, the depreciation is current. Okay. So since the depreciation is current, we then go to the next step, which it tells us here. Yes, it's current. You go to step 4. All right. So we're going to go down. We're going to go to step 4. I'm going to go back over here to the steps, and I'm going to go to step 4. And this is the disposal part. Is the gain a wash or a loss? And all these Decembers that we did up here, they're going to come into this in a minute. Okay. So we're going to ask ourselves, Is the gain a wash or a loss? Okay, disposal of plant assets. Is a gain, a wash, or a loss? So let me move this. Let me move this over here. Okay. So do we have a gain, a wash, or a loss? So the process to figure that out. Sorry, I'm trying to resize that. Okay. So the process to figure that out, you have to start with the cost, right? So I think I'm going to do it right here. Okay. So we have the cost. So the cost of this plant asset, they told us, was $47,000, right? We are then going to subtract any, we're going to subtract the accumulated depreciation, right? Less accumulated depreciation. So how do we know what the accumulated depreciation is? Well, we have to go back over to what we had worked out with those dates in December. So we knew that the annual depreciation, right? We went up here, the annual depreciation was $4,700 a year. So we did $4,700 a year in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. We didn't have to do anything this year, right? Because it was current. So we're going to add up all of that depreciation there. So that's 10. So that comes to $47,000. So the accumulated depreciation for this asset is $47,000. And this is what they call a fully depreciated asset. It's been fully depreciated, which means we used up all the depreciation. So we've got the cost of $47,000 less the accumulated depreciation of $47,000. That means we have a book value of 0. We have a book value of 0. So cost minus accumulated depreciation gives us our book value. We're then going to list the proceeds. And in this problem, we have no proceeds because it was a salvage, right? Right? So we have a book value of 0, proceeds of 0, and 0 minus 0 means 0. So this is a wash. There's no gain and there's no loss. It's a wash. Okay. So the entry that we're going to do for this problem to get rid of this asset is all we have to do is get rid of the accumulated depreciation and get rid of the equipment. So we're going to debit accumulated depreciation equipment. And we're going to debit that for $47,000. And then we are going to credit equipment for $47,000. Oops, we're going to credit that $47,000. Okay, so that is disposing of a plant asset that's been fully depreciated. Right, I'm going to actually stop the video there, and I'm going to do the next date in a separate video just so it's easier to kind of get through the videos if you go back to them.